So I got tagged for this ALS Bucket Challenge by Andrew Martin, who's a Oklahoma City firefighter and Zen Buddhist who knows me really well and knows that I would probably reply exactly like this and exactly this fast. This is in honor of our friend Elaine Smokewood, who died of ALS on January 11th, 2011. She was only 56 years old. And Elaine was my first best friend when I moved to Oklahoma. And on a hot Oklahoma night like this one, we'd be sitting in my backyard sipping sangria, watching our dogs play in the backyard. I don't think Elaine would care whether I dumped ice water over my head, but she was a fierce poet, and I think she'd like it if I read one of her poems. My Grandmother Wrestles the Angel of Death by Elaine Smokewood. I dream a rerun of the Vietnam War. A camouflage helicopter dredged up from my preteen link to collective TV memory, darts above Grandmother's farmhouse like a monstrous mechanical insect depositing eggs. Mother, Father, and I raced to the scene as though were the fire truck, cops, and paramedic ambulance rolled into one. Lights and sirens, screaming. We slam car doors, leap into the yard. We notice the container of balm that has dropped with the bombs, as though the power to heal lands in a cushioned, airtight bundle right alongside the power to destroy. Mother pours the magical liquid over the bombs, diffusing them, and I rush into the house to find Grandmother, who is as young again as she was in the 60s, which even then was somewhat old. Although vigorous, dressed in the oversized men's clothes she used to wear to help Grandfather in the field. Only this time she doesn't act as though she's going to the field. She's preparing herself for some risky mission, the rescue, perhaps, of a comrade fallen behind enemy lines. She grabs my shoulders, looks straight into my face. I caught someone dangerous, a woman, slinking around the shed. I fought her, got her down to the ground. She tilts her head to one side, pauses. It was really the angel of death, you know. She waits a second for the shock to sink in, and then comes out with it. Who it really was God. This from a woman who has never once in her entire life outside this dream spoken the word God in my presence, or set foot inside a church except for weddings and funerals, and then only reluctantly and with an attitude of superciliousness mixed with anxiety that has always confused me. But I believe her in my dream with the whole heart. And I start to cry, my tears flowing over her face, wetting her skin. I love you. I love you, I love you, I say. Grandmother, meanwhile, wears the happiest look I have ever seen, inhumanly happy. Her eyes the intense, hard blue of a perfect 68-degree June morning, cloudless and pure. This is no namby-pamby, saintly, sanctimonious, serene, sentimental, happy look I'm talking about. This is the look of a tigress who has tasted blood for the first time, who has found the food that satisfies her hunger after an age of fasting. I dream my grandmother faces death, a tiger woman. All the violence, all the tenderness of earth and water, fire and sky at war in her awful eyes.